everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anwatu here. Today is another beautiful day and I'm here for book review. Today I want to review one of the newest books of my favorite author, Reverend Chris Christian. So the book I want to review today is The Third Eye of Clear Vision. The Third Eye of Clear Vision. This book is 10 chapters and I'm here to give you the summary. Let's get started, okay? Now, men develop third eye through clear vision. Vision gives men a third eye to protect them and to preserve itself. When a man develops third eye of clear vision, he becomes the custodian of that vision. Vision establishes immortality and turns people through the third eye. Nobody gets into the path of immortality without the third eye. Whatever God must depend on to bless a man must be provided by that man in his preservation. Now, it is the third eye of Joseph that tamed his life until he was brought to Egypt. The spirit of the prime minister in Egypt was produced from the third dimensional spirit. The third dimensional spirit is the producer of the third eye. The third eye of vision works through character. Wherever vision produces the third eye, people see themselves clearly. When vision molds a pattern of living from you, you will start seeing. Now, this is what is called the third eye. Greatness compels one to develop the character of the third eye that will bring the person to great places. The difference between the third eye of vision and the third eye of the Old Testament is that the third eye of the Old Testament is a book eye. The eye of vision wasn't a book eye. Joseph did not have the third eye of a book, but the book eye of Moses made him a god. The fall of a man is not in the strength of his enemies. The fall of a man is in something the man cannot see. If you don't develop your third eye, you cannot save yourself, and if you cannot save yourself, you cannot win strong battles. What any man will become is controlled by what the man is seeing. God gives men destiny in sight. The third eye of the New Testament made Jesus the most valuable man that ever lived, and that eye was not a gift eye, it was a character eye, which made an awesome mark of dominion because of his character. All who is part of contributing to the New Testament, like Apostle Paul, Peter, John, and so on, enjoyed the third eye of the New Testament. Now, the Lion of Judah can only be produced from a man who has the third eye of the Third Testament. Just like the third eye of the New Testament established eternal life, the third eye of the Third Testament is the eye of immortality. The third eye of the word of vengeance is the third eye of a particular word of grace, and it is different from the third eye of vision. The capacity the Lion of Judah has to end mysteries is a third eye capacity. Now, the revelation of the third eye is one of the greatest on earth. The third eye is the mystery of all knowing. Suffering is not possible when vision gives you a third eye. The third eye is not religious, it is power. It is having capacity to see what God will not show to ordinary people. The third eye is not a gift eye, it is a character eye. Why the church is developing emotions, occultists are developing the third eye. However, when people lack the third eye, they will take the risk of committing their destiny to sweat. The third eye of the Lion of Judah cannot be developed until a man's human eyes are activated by vision. Developing the third eye is walking away from fickle humanity. Moses became a god because he had the third eye of the law. The third eye is the crown of the first and second eyes. Jesus functioned on earth with the third eye of Christ. Every promise God will fulfill in this season is tied to the third eye of the Lion of Judah. To develop the third eye, you have to stop looking at things you are not meant to see. Nothing can be hidden from a man who has developed the third eye. Don't trust gifts. Trust what the third eye reveals from the word. Men are clothed with the divinity of God when they develop the third eye. You cannot develop the third eye if your ears are not active. God shares his life with those who have eyes to see him. When God wants to clothe our humanity, he first develops our third eye. The third eye is developed from the impartation of the soul. The third eye is the eye Israel depended on to come out of Egypt. It was also the same eye they depended on to enter the promised land. Now, it is through the eyes that you attain divinity and authority. God does not hide himself from men with third eye. The third eye is the highest part of divinity and the last part of immortality. There is no other eye after the third eye. There is no other eye after the third eye. It was the third eye that made Moses to divide the Red Sea. It is the third eye that made Jesus the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. It is only a man who is given the third eye by the word of vengeance can represent the Lion of Judah. Now, only men with the third eye of God can sustain the awesome brightness of God. God reveals his divine omnipotence only to men with the third eye. The most powerful people on earth are people who see with the infinite eye of God. The infinite eye of God is the eye of all possibilities. We rule the future from the third eye, from a higher perception that discerns destiny before it manifests. The third eye comes through surrender. Before God gives men the third eye, he takes almost everything from them to make them one with him. In conclusion, the third eye empowers immortals to tame the activity of the angels of death. Men receive the third eye in the deepest of the deep. Nothing can be hidden from the all-seeing third eye of the Lion of Judah. The whole body becomes light when men develop the third eye. That'll be all for today. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from this summary. And I would advise you to get this book from Shekinah Bookshop for you to get the whole context of this book. This book is very much available at the Shekinah Bookshop. And Shekinah Bookshop is at the Locust Army International Headquarters Church at Ado Road, Aja, Lagos, Nigeria. And it's also available at the Shekinah Bookshop at Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria. Also book the e-copy at the website www.shekinahmediahouse.com. Thank you once again for listening. I will come again with another life transforming book from my favorite author. For now, bye. Thank you.